What's up, guys? This is Corey, also known as QC Rideshare. Before we get into this video, I just want to let all my subscribers know I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I cherish every comment and feedback that you give me. But I need one thing from you guys, if you can. Out of all my videos, all the minutes and seconds that count up, about 95% of my videos are watched by people who may find some value and may enjoy it, but don't actually subscribe to the channel. So if you can, please, please, please subscribe to the channel. Tell your friend who might get some value from it, please subscribe to the channel. And thank you again. Hold me to that higher level, like I said before. Also, there's a little bell right next to subscribe. Click on that. You'll be the first one to know of any new content dropping. But until the next one, let's get into this video. Guys, this is Corey, also known as QC Rideshare, just hitting you with another one. And so I want to do a video on something that I think is really impactful, and I really am excited to get into this video. So I'm not going to do much of an intro. Let's just get right into it. As you can see, the title of the video is, Should I Care About Uber Headlines? This is kind of a two-edged sword, because one instance, Uber is your client. It is somebody who you've chosen to do business with. It is your partner. And so with that, people look at you as a representation of Uber, even though you're not an employee. On the other hand, Uber has their own ways of doing business. Doesn't necessarily mean that it syncs with the way that you do business, but their actions can affect your business. So should you care? Is it something to even worry about? Well, yes and no. Let's cover the yes. So you should care because, as any smart business person will tell you, that understanding your business partners and their practices and the companies that you work with is going to make you a better business person. Also, understanding what their thinking and the goals of the company are going to make you a better business person and better be able to relay the overall message of the company that you're working with. Also, some of the things that are coming out about Uber and their practices and their behavior and their culture are, let's just be real, they're disturbing. I don't think I think it's very easy to say that sexual harassment is a bad thing. So we don't need to argue about that. That is a given. We understand that. And I think that the problems that Uber have are something that have been there for a while. From everything that I've read, from interviews, from the latest report from the law firm, have all said that these are systemic issues. How they will deal with that will let you know the future of what Uber is going to be. Now, also, when customers get into your car, they have read these headlines. And even though you are not an employee of Uber, to a certain degree, they want you to answer for what they've heard. And now granted, you can always say, I don't really know, I haven't really followed it, and that's fine. But if you're someone who's trying to have a realistic dialogue about Uber, about what they're doing, about their goals, about their direction of the company, then understanding what the issues are and how they have been dealing with them and how they need to deal with them moving forward, that's only going to make you as an Uber driver look like more of the professional. So the next step, the no. I don't like, as you saw in my previous video, I don't like counting other people's money. I don't like getting overly concerned with things I can't control. I like to make my decisions based off of how they affect me, my business, and how I need to move forward. So for me personally, Uber's headlines don't bother me. They don't affect the way that I do my business. Because Uber has to pay for their behavior. Corey is someone running my business. I have to continuously review my decision as to whether I want to continue working with Uber as a partner. And I think that someone from, like I said, my as you may already know, my background's in finance, and one of the jobs that I was tasked of doing was to monitor companies' quarterly reports and things, and that's pretty much where they tell the truth about what's going on. And so I used to get to know companies' cultures and what they're about and the things that they said, and I could kind of understand when they were just blowing smoke, and I could also understand when they were they were genuine and sincere. So I constantly look at Uber as, what are they doing? Does it make sense? And as a business, is it sustainable? And so I am up on the headlines because I think it's important for me to speak genuinely to my customers, but I am not someone who is obsessed with the headlines. Uber is going to they're going to clean up what they have. And there's going to be people, no matter what, who hate Uber. There's going to be people who love Uber. I tell my customers that Uber is kind of like Walmart, where no matter what Walmart does, they will always be considered the horrible retailer who pays their employees no money. And to some degree that's correct, but to a large other degree that's entirely incorrect. And so I think that no matter what, Uber's always going to take the negative flag. So when someone says rideshare, they're not thinking about Lyft, and they're not thinking about any of these other companies who are trying to break into the market. When they say rideshare, they're thinking about Uber, whether it's good or bad. And so Uber is going to always take the black eye. They're the bigger company, they're the more aggressive company, and some of it's well deserved. But I keep up with headlines so that I can make a business decision. I don't keep up with headlines so that reporters, people on Twitter, anybody else can affect or make my decision. Now, I always say on the channel, if it doesn't continue to be financially viable, then no, I'm not going to do it. If it makes good financial sense, I'd probably do it. A sports writer that I greatly admire once said that you have to realize no one makes $1 billion without having to cut deals with some really awful people. And I strongly believe that. All of these companies have to sacrifice something. No one's growing a company into Uber now is at about a $70 billion company without partnering with people who may not be the best person, the person that you want to represent your company. But I think from what they have going on, a lot of issues are internal and need to change. So, should the headlines bother you? My answer is no. Yours may be yes. That's a decision you and your business have to make. And I would say make sure that when you make that decision that you alone are making the decision. Don't let any influencer or somebody tell you this is what you need to do. Should you know about the headlines? Absolutely. You should know all the information, and you should try to get the information from impartial sources. I try not to listen. I like tech and I like stuff, but I try to limit the companies or the people that I get information from to a certain few people who have shown to give an argument on both sides and let me make the decision. So that's pretty much what I had today. Definitely thanks for coming to the channel. Please, if you can, and I love my community and we are growing fast. But one thing I have noticed is out of all the videos that I do, all the minutes and recording that I do, about 95% of every video, of 95% of all my videos are watched by people who are not subscribed to the channel. If you see any value in what I bring to the table, or the information that I give you, or you think that I'll just be an interesting follow, please, please, please subscribe to the channel. Please, please, please tell a friend who might need or want the information, and please hit the little bell so that when you do subscribe and a new video comes out, you'll be the first to know about it. Again, I love this community. I love you guys, and because you challenge me to be better, and anything or anybody who does that is wonderful. And I'm going to keep doing the best I can and holding myself to a very high standard. And I want you guys to keep holding me to that same standard, to a very high standard, and make me be better. But until the next one, hey, what's up? You just saw that video and you like it and you want to see more information, more in depth, please go to gigessentials.com. That's gigessentials.com, and we'll be hitting you with more content and exclusive content there.